all of these things that are just frustrating things, I can actually still find peace within it all, knowing that God is working this all out in my favor. What I want to share with you guys today is when you're obedient, the yeses are going to follow, right? I'm really going to be breaking it down. Here are the steps you got to take. I've been there. I've done it. I've walked them out. I just want to share them with you. So are you willing? Are you ready to walk it out with me? What you're building isn't just a brand. It's the work and story God trusted you to carry. Welcome to Heard in Heaven. I'm Ray Ireland, best-selling author, global speaker, and co-founder of Evolve Podcasting, where our clients have reached over 3 million downloads. This show is where Holy Spirit revelation meets CEO execution, so your message doesn't just inspire, it multiplies. It's time to speak with fire, shake the earth, and be heard in heaven. The moments where I have said yes have not usually been the most planned moments, and they definitely weren't perfect looking back. But I noticed that every time I would say yes to God's nudges moving me forward in the direction of leadership and speaking more boldly, whether that was on social media or speaking on stages or writing a book or putting a podcast out or launching a new offer in my business, new product, every time I did say yes, as messy as it may have been, there was something that cracked open in the atmosphere and shifted from the inside out. And each time it would change me so deeply that I would feel like I was never going to go back to who I was before. That is what this whole episode is about. If you are on the edge of a decision, and let's be honest, there are so many decisions happening every single day. Pretty sure you got one that you're sitting with, right? If you are on the edge of a decision and you want to really understand and hear, is this for me or is it not? I want to share with you what can happen on the other side of obedience with God. So yes, it takes time to be quiet and hear his voice, and that is first and foremost. But what I'm going to share with you today is a moment that shifted everything for me. And I want you to see what is waiting for you on the other side of your yes and your decision, right? And as you see the signs and you walk in this obedience, you're going to see how God gets to show up and show more fully who he is to you. So this moment was not very flashy, right? But it did change everything. A lot of times with social media, I feel like a lot of our decisions are even showcased in this way where it is a show, it is a production, right? And so I think sometimes when we are waiting to get that answer and we're praying and we're like, do I do it? Do I not? Especially when it comes down to something in business, I think it is actually a lot more of this subtle guidance and these inner, secretive moments. A lot of times when I've had a moment of huge breakthrough where I say yes to something. Now, I don't mean that it's always saying yes to join a program or saying yes to do a book or whatever, right? It's just finding your yes, whether that yes is, yes, I'm going to put this thing down for right now. Yes, I'm going to move this way and stop doing something else. So it could look like a no, but it's that feeling of 100% yes, I know what I'm doing or what I'm not doing. That type of clarity is what we're talking about today. So a lot of times when this has come for me is really in these quiet secret moments, like I was saying, it's either in the middle of the night when I wake up and have this revelation, or it's in the shower, right? When I finally have this little alone space where it's just me and the water. Or for me, it used to be when I would go on these long, beautiful walks out in nature. I'm not really doing that so much anymore. I have a 2.5-year-old. You guys get it. And a broken leg. You really get it now. But it's in these quiet moments. They don't have to be long, but they're quiet, right? It might even be in the quietness of my heart or in my spirit, even though the environment's loud. Maybe I'm in the middle of worship at church or at a gathering with friends and family, and I just find this stillness within my soul that gives me the space to hear God and really hear this dialogue that I'm having with him of, do I do this or do I do that? And so there it can be a little bit scary because it's not glamorous a lot of times. It's just this like soul nudge and this soul knowing. But what follows when we take action on the obedience of what God is bringing us into comes visibility and alignment and expansion with God. And I don't know what's better than that, right? So, we are going to go into some incredible strategies within this show. I want to give you guys like the hottest strategies and tips to grow your business, grow your visibility, grow your voice and authority, right? But I knew that I needed to start the whole show, the whole podcast with these very critical, defining internal decisions that can be had. And because from there, everything else gets created. Someone today, I was leading a coaching call with our group program, the Podcast Accelerator. It's a 4-month group program where people get to go through it and we take them from creation, the conception of their show, into the creation of their show, into launching their podcast, and then monetizing their show. And we get really into the nitty-gritty, into the details of the strategy and what podcasting takes and all of this sort of stuff. And in this, someone asked, it was day 1 today, and it was such a good question. Someone asked, what have the most successful students done in the past? What did they do that helped them stand out? And it really had me think. And you know what I realized? It was so simple. It was that they showed up and they did what I told them to do. And they were like, really? I'm like, yes, that's it. Just show up to the calls and take action on what I'm telling you to do. And so in that context, it was like, do 1 module a week and you'll be good to go. This is a proven process. We've done it with so many people. That's all you got to do. And the ones that actually just do that are so successful. And we were laughing because it seems so silly. And I was just thinking, wow, isn't that what God is trying to have us get? He's like, just keep showing up, just keep talking to me and do what I tell you to do, and I got you. And we can actually sit back in the trust and knowing that He's got us. Even if things start to go a little sideways or it feels like mixed up and you're like, wait, really? Really, God? It's like, no, I trust because I am walking in obedience with Him. So my broken leg is the perfect example. It's like, just surrendering it all and saying, okay, God, I trust that you have a great plan for this. I know you're going to turn this like really crazy situation into something that is so beautiful and expansive on the other end. And even while I'm in it, even while I'm in pain or not sleeping, in just like the frustration of not being able to go and speak on these stages that I got booked and go on family trips, all of these things that are just frustrating things, I can actually still find peace within it all, knowing that God is working this all out in my favor. What I want to share with you guys today is when you're obedient, the yeses are going to follow, right? And this is what you get to look forward to in joining this podcast, stepping 1 step at a time, right? I'm really going to be breaking it down just like I break it down in our podcast accelerator. Here are the steps you got to take. I've been there. I've done it. I've walked them out. I just want to share them with you. So are you willing? Are you ready to walk it out with me? Please say yes. Give me a hallelujah. So what I have for you today to wrap up just this like cracking open of this new atmosphere of heard in heaven and what is going to bring out of you, I have a gift for you all. So go down into the show notes. You're going to click on that link down there. And this is where I'm going to give you something that is all based around grabbing your own microphone. You are here because you know you have something to share. I don't know if you have your microphone ready physically, metaphorically. You might already be in it and you're like, I just need more. But wherever you're at, get ready to grab that microphone because I'm going to help you see how you can turn holding that microphone into a full movement. But it starts with you really dialing in your message, right? Not just because like you're ready for it, but truly because God is saying, do this now. I really believe that He has a great plan, and His great plan involves all of us being obedient. All of us walking in our alignment with Him and stepping into our leadership. So this moment, right, is available for you to join in. So I've made a guide for you to really dial all this in with me. So just imagine if your voice is something that was God given, when you unlock it, it unlocks something so big within you, you might not even know that it's there. I want to give you some examples of this happening. For instance, when I first started using my voice, because I'm going to backtrack just a little bit, I grew up as a dancer. My whole life, I thought there is no way I should be speaking or singing. And in all honesty, it came down to this one moment where I was 7 or 8 years old, auditioning for a musical theater, so excited, and I went to sing, and literally nothing came out. I felt so silly, so embarrassed. I remember seeing the judges up there in that theater, just like looking at me, and they gave me like a nice smile, but not a very encouraging one. I knew I didn't make it into the show. And once I walked out of that theater, I remember running up to my mom and just crying and telling her, I'm just not meant to open my mouth. I'm meant to be a dancer, to use my body to express. And so there it went. That was I was at around 7 years old. And of course, then after that, I zipped my lips. I followed this desire to still be expressing through movement and dance. And I followed that all the way. I'm still a dancer, but I went to school for dance. I left high school early to go to the Boston Conservatory to study dance. I danced in New York and Boston and these incredible dance companies. I got to perform all over the world, really, in some beautiful theaters, doing all different types of shows. And it wasn't until I actually got injured and I couldn't dance anymore that I started to use my voice. And there was just this thing inside of me that actually said, it actually wasn't a thing inside of me. It was actually a teacher that said it to me. It was a dance teacher, and she knew that I was struggling. And it was just incredible how she worded all of this together. But she basically noticed that I was really hiding in my shell. I had just been injured. I had never really been a big talker. I was kind of a quiet, awkward girl who really didn't feel like she fit into any of the dance classes, or I just felt, does anyone even really like me? I was so insecure. And so we were working on some musical theater stuff. It was a dance class. She was like, we have to start singing. And she made us all start singing. And I remember being like so like upset and offended that she was making us sing in a dance class. I was like, this is so wrong, right? And yet she started saying, she's like, no, when you start singing, you're going to start breathing. And I need you to breathe into the dance movements that you're doing. I'm like, okay, fine. So we did this a few times. Now, there was one class where, for whatever reason, she singled me out. And I remember just being in the front of that class, and she had me sing it over and over and over again. She said, give me more, give me more. I still can't hear you. I can't hear you. And at this point, I'm like, I feel like I'm screaming the song, and I'm getting frustrated and I feel so embarrassed. I'm totally sweaty. You guys are going to hear from my stories. Every story, it's like when I'm nervous, I'm just a sweaty mess. And she's like, nope, more. I'm holding back my tears at this point. And finally, it's like such a big breakthrough. And I remember after I sang that last song, she didn't really even say like, good job or anything. She was just like, okay, we're dismissed. And I was like getting ready to walk away. And she just reminded me, she was like, how do you feel? And I was so mad at her at this point. I'm like, I feel fine. And she goes, well, just keep singing because it's going to help you breathe and relax more. Now, I'm like, okay, screw you. I'm like so upset, right? So I just walk out. But I was walking through the back alleys at school. This is in Boston. And I'm going to this conservatory. So I hear it's like singing, dancing, and music all through the alleyways as we're walking home back to our next class and all this stuff. And I'm just hearing everyone sing. And they sound so free and they sound so open and really connected to God. And I was just thinking, man, I want that. That day I decided, all right, I'm going to start opening up my voice. I'm going to start using it. I'm going to sing. And because I can't sing when I'm in my apartment with other people. I can't sing outside. Like, definitely no one can hear me. I'm literally going to rent a dance studio and I'm going to lock myself in there, make sure no one can come in. And most of them are more or less soundproof, and I'm going to sing in there. And that's what I did. I spent every lunch in there. Like I said, I was dealing with some social stuff. I didn't really feel like I fit in. I found my happy place in singing because it was where I got to connect with God. And I felt healed because God was moving through me. I was open to receiving what He wanted to say to me because I was using my voice. It was this beautiful communication. Now, if you were to have said to me at that point, Pray, you're going to end up being on stages singing around the world. You're going to end up speaking and telling other people the power of using your voice and sharing your story. You're going to end up building multiple businesses that do this and generate a ton of money and make a ton of impact. You're going to travel all around the world with you and your family sharing this message. I would have looked at you like you were completely bonkers. There's absolutely no way. There's absolutely no way. Just throw me in a lunch lady suit. That's pretty much all I have to give right now. I'm an injured dancer and I'm locking myself in a room to sing. And I didn't even tell you guys this detail, and play banjo, because that's like the most random instrument that just ended up falling in my lap. So I'm in there like plucking away a banjo, one string at a time, singing. To give you a visual, it did not sound good. That first album that we ended up making, for sure, I threw out all of the copies. It was not great, but that wasn't the point of it. And so I just wanted to share this story because this is your time to say yes. It is not going to look good. I know I've been saying this in every episode already, and I will continue to say it because it's not going to be pretty. You're going to look back at it later and just laugh at yourself, right? Just like I can laugh at some of these songs that I wrote in the very beginning and how my voice sounded, how shaky it was, how insecure I was to even say anything. Oh my goodness, to grab a microphone, even when I was on tour, those beginning years. So this is what I have for you guys today. It's a way to dive into your own mic moment. It's a soul-led starter kit that's going to help you clarify your calling and really claim your message and understand what is that first brave step that you can do. What is that first obedient step that God is guiding you to? So you're going to love this. It's such a powerful gift to give to yourself. All you need to do is download the guide. It's in the show notes down below. Click on the link, download the guide, and just spend 5 to 15 minutes with yourself going through this. You will not regret it. Grab it down below in the show notes. Like I said, all you need to do is say yes, do that. Come with me on this journey. I'm going to break down all of the strategy, but we're starting together, right? You can see how we're in this together. I'm in it with you. And I know that heaven is waiting to hear your voice. That's the most exciting part. I see God like waiting on the other side, just in anticipation. Like, I'm so excited to hear what she has to say. If this episode is stirring something in you and you're just feeling that calling, you're feeling that level of expansion, of excitement in your life, in your business, in your calling, please share this with someone else. It is way more fun to do these types of things, to listen to these types of episodes with someone else that you can talk this through with. This is not a one-way conversation. This is me and you. Let's go. I'm going to get to know you. You're going to get to know me. And I want you to bring some other people along on this journey. So no more fading into the background. No more muting yourself. This is time to turn up that volume and move with me. Take these steps with me, all right? So download the mic moment. That's down below in the show notes. And again, make sure to subscribe to the show, right? You want to hear more from me? This is the best way to do it. You'll be notified when we have new episodes dropping, new prayers dropping. And I think that's it for today. We went deep. God has so much for you, and He is so excited to see what you come up with. See you on the next episode. Let's build out this platform. Let's radiate your voice, and let's truly shake the earth with what you have to say. You've heard from God. Now it's your turn to be heard in your industry and around the world. If this episode stirred something in you, don't let it fade. Take the next bold step. Grab my gift for you from this episode in the show notes below. Then hit subscribe, leave a review, and share this with another woman who knows she's called to more. Because when you speak with fire, you don't just shake the earth, you echo in heaven.